Welcome to Mystic Dragonfly Garden. I got all those annuals sorted that I had ordered from Creekside Nursery, and today I have been planting them up in the front planter boxes and in my window boxes. So I was going to share with you how I plant these in this last window box and then show you what the finished product looks like of both window boxes and the planter boxes on the corner of the front porch. So as you can see here, I have this hay rack type planter window box, and the liner in it, I got the AquaSave liners from, I believe I ordered them from gardenersupply.com, I think. This is year 3 for these. These have performed extremely well, and I highly recommend the AquaSave coconut liners. This is not a paid promotion in any way, but if I was going to use a coconut liner, then I would definitely find where I could purchase or order the AquaSave liners. Now, I did clear out the dirt that I had in here. I clear out the dirt at the beginning of every spring season so that these plants have a good source of nutrients once I plant them. It really, really does matter that you use good soil. Don't buy the cheap stuff just because you want to save money. Spend the money on the good dirt. Now, I use Daddy Pete's planting soil, Daddy Pete's Sea and Farm, and then Biotone. Whenever I plant anything, I definitely use the Biotone. But in planters, you want to put that layer of good compost on the bottom, and then you can top dress with your nutrient-rich soil and get your Biotone somewhere in that mix. Now you can see I already positioned these empty pots and then filled in around them, so that way I can see that I have them correctly spaced, and it makes it easier to get the dirt in there before the plants are in there. I will have to fill in a little bit once I do get the plants in there, but that way you don't break off any of your plants once you start planting them. So let's get these plants in here and I will show you what these window boxes look like. When you have the pots already in place, it makes it easy to fill in amongst the pots. That way you don't break off any of the stems when you go to position your plants, and the plants already have the correct size hole to place them in. So in this window box, we are using the Selenia Scarlet. I needed to pick something that could do sun or shade because I have one window box that is a little more shade than the other. So in order for them to match, I've got to pick plants that do well in either condition. Now, when you go to take your plants out of the pot, it is best to squeeze them from the bottom and kind of shake them out. You don't necessarily want to pull. You have to pull a little bit, but you want to be gentle when you're pulling on the plant because you don't want it to break. So you want to squeeze from the bottom so that it comes out easily and you're not having to tug too much on the top of the plant. And then all you do is pull your pot out and stick your plant in and make sure it's got good contact with the soil around it. There's a little bit of dirt left in here from when I was filling around, so you can just take that extra dirt and fill in any empty spaces that you have. The next plant that I am using here is Diamond Frost Euphorbia. This is one of my absolute favorite plants and one that I can successfully overwinter. I did overwinter some in the garage last year, but I used so much of it I didn't get to pull all of it and plant it. So maybe this year. But the next plant is Diamond Frost euphorbia. Diamond Frost does well in sun or shade, and it will fill in nicely. It gives an airy feel and just kind of intermingles between whatever else you plant it with. Gives it a whimsical feel, which is very much the theme of Mystic Dragonfly Garden. Very whimsical. All right, next we have went with chocolate drop coleus for my trailer. I picked chocolate drop because I wanted the presence of the dark hint, because I have cherry red petunias and I have that purple leaf plant that I'm name has left me at the moment in my front planter boxes. So I wanted the colors to complement each other, and so I went with chocolate drop coleus. Squeeze the bottom, let it kind of fall out, pull the pot, and drop the plant in. Tuck around, and then backfill any empty space with the dirt. And then these plants are just going to repeat for the rest of the box. And here we have our finished hay rack with the Selenia Scarlet begonias, Diamond Frost euphorbia, and the chocolate drop color blaze coleus. You can see here how this is getting a little bit of filtered sun right now. This is the more shadier hay rack. And then over here we have the same one, but this is in a little more sun at this point in the day. And then these hay racks are complementing these planter boxes. And in these boxes we have the chocolate drop coleus, the new color blaze mini me chartreuse, Supertunia latte, Supertunia black cherry, and then the plum dandy. That's the name of the plant. Purple leaf plant, I couldn't think of the name earlier. Oh, this also has, there's one missing. Here's the missing tag. It also has white knight alyssum. That was the really leggy plant that I had to cut it back. So you can kind of see there's a few flowers left on it, but I went ahead and cut that back. But these are the plants. Let me get my shadow out of there. These are the plants in these planter boxes that just sit on the corner of the ramp right here. Now it's so hard to cut these petunias back when they have blooms, but in order to get this to really be thick and dense and produce lots and lots of blooms, I will be cutting these petunias back. So if you do purchase a leggy petunia, don't be afraid of it. Just know that when you go to plant it, cut it back and let it bush out even more so you have a great show in your containers or in your flower bed. Here is where the other black cherry Supertunia ended up with the peachy keen verbena, that combination that I was so excited about, that I did, I guess it was 2 years ago, and they will just mingle together and trail over this container. There's a forever red heuchera back here, and then that is obviously an evergreen plant, and then I have this petite boxwood. I do not quite remember the name, but I intend to turn this boxwood into a topiary. It's about time to start limbing it up and letting it develop a little ball on top. But this is the combination that will fill in this planter for the spring season. I also have this Gertrude Jekyll Vinca in here, which has a white flower on it, that I am looking forward to it filling in this little corner eventually. Here we have the window box just a few weeks later. You can see how it is filled out, and I am really pleased with the choice of flowers because they have done exactly what I wanted them to do, with this window box being in a little bit more shade than this one, which is in a little bit more sun. But as you can see, they are both performing equally as well. So I definitely need to take note of this and remember these types of plants for next year. Thank you for joining me with the planting of these window boxes. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, share this with a friend, and I look forward to sharing more of Mystic Dragonfly Garden with you. For the love of dirt, get outside, enjoy what nature has to offer. Until next time.